Hello, welcome back to Sailor Space, the Engineers and Navigators Hub. I'm your host, Dr. Suwem Jona. So today we are diving into an exciting topic, career opportunities for marine engineers and navigators. If you've ever wondered where your sea skill can take you, stay tuned to today's episode. Meanwhile, if you've not subscribed to Sailor Space, if you've not liked this video yet, if you don't even have intentions of sharing, okay, so this is the point where I'll ask you, please, you should subscribe to this channel, like this video, share to as many people that you feel would be beneficiary to them, and click on the notification button, because when you do so, every time I drop a new video, you will be the first to benefit from it. So stay tuned while we dive into career opportunities for marine engineers and navigators. So whether you're thinking of exploring the onshore and offshore roles available for marine engineers and navigators, you just have to have the right skills. Merely have the right skills, there is a world of diverse opportunity waiting for you as a marine engineer and as a navigator. So we're going to be looking at a few of this opportunity, not like I'm exhausting the list of this opportunity, but I'll try as much as possible to give you a whole lot of list. So I advise you click to this video until we reach the very end. So let's start with the marine engineers. For the marine engineers, we have the traditional logic we have about marine engineers, that you grow from the engine cadet rank through the third engineer rank, second engineer rank, and eventually the chief engineer rank, where that's the rank as per all your COCs that you've gotten when you're done from college. That's in those positions, you are a marine engineer on board a vessel. So your role mostly is you operating machineries, you maintaining machineries, you repairing ships machineries, auxiliary engine. In fact, let's just say, simply put, you are in charge of the technical system to ensure that there is smooth sailing. So it's more like a give and take kind of situation. The deck guys are counting on you to ensure that they have a smooth sail. So that's the traditional um career path for a marine engineer. That's what everybody knows when you're coming out of college. That's what everybody wants to be. So the essence of this video today is to actually shed more light and tell you, wow, hello, there is a whole lot of career path that you can seize the opportunity and explore, that will be very, very beneficiary to you. You know why exploring career paths is good? Because it will still keep you in the maritime field. You'll still be doing engineering or navigation, and you still be glued to what you love, what you studied. Your passion will still become life. So that's why this knowledge is very important to you. So stay glued there while we explore these career opportunities together. So the first one, not in any hierarchy, I'll just be saying them as they come. So we have the technical superintendent, or some company call them marine superintendent, or some call them superintendent engineer, depending on how the company wants to address them. So this category of people, all they do is manage the day-to-day operation of the vessel from the office in the technical aspect. So they are in charge of planning, um, physically being present, record keeping, compliance, more like the technical operation of the ship from the vessel. They don't need to sail with the ship, but they have up to date information regarding the ship. So let's simply put, like, the technical superintendent manage the vessel maintenance, they manage the vessel repairs, they manage the vessel dry docking, they manage the vessel regulatory compliance, they manage how crew and the office relate in terms of technical. In fact, in some vessel, they even have a say in approving some procurement that has to do with machinery, spares and all that. So they are just there to oversee the general technical operation of the vessel. Just it's more like a lanyard between the office and the vessel. But the why this position is very important is because a technical superintendent is expected to know almost everything about what happens to that ship in terms of machineries and equipment. Let me just say in terms of the engine room. So most people, when they sail for a while, gather a lot of experience, they actually move to the technical superintendency. More like, okay, we don't want to go to sea again, but we still have a wealth of knowledge and we still want to be in the maritime field. So they go into technical superintendency. Okay, so the second one is marine surveying. A quick one. I made a video on marine engineers transitioning to marine surveying. So if you have interest in it, you should go to my channel, scroll to the topic and listen, because there's a wealth of knowledge there. I touched on skill, certification, and what you need to know. Basically, everything basic you need to know from moving from being a marine engineer to surveying. And even if you're not a marine engineer, how you can go about these things. I also talked about that there. So you can do well to check that video. You can do well to check that video and just benefit from that. So let's continue. A marine surveyor is someone who inspects ships to ensure they meet international safety and environmental standards. When I mean safety, safety of life and property, the ship being part of the properties. So when you qualify as a marine surveyor, you can work for different classification society, both the IAS classification society and non-IAS classification society, depending on which is available for you. You can also work as a flag state inspector. We have flag state surveyors for flag states. We have port state inspectors. Those are surveyors for the port state. We have warranty surveyors. We have P&I writers. We have, so there is a whole lot that encompasses marine surveying. So that's a very good career opportunity, one in marine engineering should explore. You get to conduct hull and machinery survey, you do safety inspection, you do condition assessment, you do damage survey. There is a whole lot. So it's something that you should think of if you don't want to stay at sea any longer. This is one of the career opportunities. The aim of this video is to highlight those other aspect of marine engineering that you can go into if you don't want to stay at sea any longer. So the third one is the shipyard or dockyard engineers. Sometimes we call them shipyard repair engineer or shipyard engineer. So for the shipyard or dry dock engineer, we have a ship. Okay, let's start with the shipyard. A shipyard, it's where ship go for their maintenance. Maintenance in terms of annually, that's yearly, or 5 yearly, or where generally where ship go for their repairs, whatever kind of repair that cannot be done when they are on top of the water. Now, such kind of repairs are repair that has to do with the underwater part of the ship. That's the bottom part of the ship. That is inside water. So you will not be able to repair anything that happens to the underwater part of the ship if you don't go on the dock. Because when you go on the dock, the waters will be get out, will be removed, and it will be as if the ship is sitting on the floor. In technical part, is sitting on keel blocks. So you'll be able to see the under part of the ship and you'll be able to do any kind of maintenance that you want to do. Now, the shipyard or dry dock engineer it's a very broad aspect. Now, in a shipyard, we have several departments that a marine engineer can fit in. We have QAQC, that's the quality assessment and quality control guys, more like the safety guys. We have the repair guys, the repair engineers. Their job is to do the repairs and all that. We have the welders, people that are qualified welders. Their own is to cut, crop, join, attach anything that is missing. I'm trying to tell you things that can be done in the shipyard. We have people that do cost estimation, more like people that when they bring in the vessel, they work hand in hand with the project manager. Sometimes it's under the project manager, sometimes it's just a department on its own. Then we have the business developers. Those are like the marketer units of the marketing units of the shipyard. Um, who does it better if not the person that is there? Now, it will be easier for a person that works in the shipyard to be able to do some marketing for the shipyard. So actually, we have business development for in the shipyard. So we also have project management as a department in the shipyard, although it can stand alone on its own. Then we have the electrical engineer still in the shipyard. We have the mechanical engineer still in the shipyard, and we have the maintenance engineer still in the shipyard. As for some shipyard are so big enough that we have HVAC engineer. Those ones are for refrigeration and air conditioning system. So the shipyard is a world of its own, and you can just pick one that interests you or pick two that interests you. You build yourself on this, bring in the expertise and the knowledge you've gotten from sea, merge them together. So more like, in summary of all this, working in a shipyard or a dry dock means that you get to supervise the shipbuilding most time. You get to, and I forgot, we have the shipbuilders also in the shipyard. So you get to supervise the shipbuilding, you get to supervise the ship repairs, you get to supervise the project maintenance. So you are working closely with, almost like it's interconnected. We have the naval architecture too in the shipyard. They are in charge of the designs, the drawings, and all of that. So the shipyard is one of the largest body in a marine engineer can explore, because the shipyard is unique because it's not like every other side that there's something you just need to choose and focus on. Here in the shipyard, you have a whole lot of options you can explore and build on, and you become so excellent. Just stick around. And at this point, I would like to say, if you have not subscribed to Sailor Space, the Engineers and Navigators Hub, please do so, because the goal is to reach a whole lot of people. There are people that don't know about all these openings. They don't know about all these career opportunities. And when you subscribe to this channel, you increase the algorithm. When you like this channel, when you comment on this channel, you increase the algorithm. And when you have questions, please send in your questions. I'll try to answer them. And if there is anyone that's beyond my power to answer, then definitely somebody may see it and may answer it, or we do research and also we answer it. And if you are open to collaboration, you want us to do this videos together, you want to send in topics for me to research on for you, or you want me to share my knowledge on a particular topic that you would like, please feel free to still send me a message either under this video, or just send me a private email. Thank you. So let's just continue to I think this is the fourth one, so let's do the fourth one. Okay, so the fourth one, I'll say project management. I mentioned earlier when I was talking about shipyard that project management can stand as a department on its own, or a career path on its own, or it can be under the shipyard career path, like a career where you have to work in the shipyard. It's a very broad topic. Some shipyard have project managers like at an employment. Now, someone can actually be a project manager even without working for a shipyard. You can be an independent project manager where a company reaches out to you for your knowledge, for your expertise and all that. That falls under the consultancy. You'll be working more like a consultant. It's more like you are now um, monetizing the knowledges you've gotten all through your sailing career. So they come to you for costing, they come to you to give them a roadmap for their project, or for their ship, for their vessel dry docking, or maybe for their vessel design and all that. So more like a project manager is someone that is involved in the planning, is involved in the execution, and it is involved in the closing of a particular job relating to a vessel. So let's just imagine that a company wants to purchase a vessel now. You will need a project manager, because buying a new vessel or constructing a new vessel is a project. So you need somebody that will do cost estimation for you. You need somebody that will check the spare parts if it is a new project, or someone that checks the viability of the machinery and system, that they are still working properly. You will need that too. Now, when you need that, you can't just say, oh, I have money, I need to go and buy a vessel, and you go by yourself. You need somebody that will do all this thing step by step. Is okay, what can I even like? It's more like an event planner. Yes, an event planner is someone that makes sure that every other person are working and doing what they are supposed to do to ensure that the event comes out very colorful. So just see an event planner, just see a project manager as an event planner. So a project manager is one that coordinates all the activity that relates to a particular project. That's a project when I mean a particular activity or job relating to that vessel. So project management is a very valuable skill. And the good news is that is in very high demand for marine engineers. So marine engineers can leverage on this particular aspect of career opportunities. And if you don't want to go to sea again, you can choose from the list of all this and you do it. Now, there are career options that are versatile, that they go for both deck and engines. So that's deck and engineers. So let me just quickly talk on the deck career opportunities available for the deck guys, that's the navigator. Then when I'm done with that, we will go into career opportunities that is available for the two parties. That these particular ones, both the deck guys and the engineers can actually do it. Okay, so for career opportunities for the navigators, that's the deck officers. Um, Not in any hierarchy, I'll just be mentioning them. But let's start from the traditional seagoing career. As a deck cadet, you have intentions of going from being a deck cadet to a third officer, a second officer, a chief officer, and eventually to being a master, where you're in charge of the vessels and every other thing. Now, there are other options you can explore onshore, or sometimes not when we are talking for the nautical guys, that's the navigators. Sometimes they are not entirely onshore. Sometimes they are a combination of going to sea and coming back to shore, or maybe having a schedule, but not like you have to dedicate your entire time to be at sea permanently, like when you're a seafarer. And also, just to note, nautical scientists, that's the navigators, can also become marine surveyors, but it depends on what type of marine surveyor they will be. Marine surveyors have different types. Not navigators can actually become class surveyors, but this time around, they need to be very intentional, because they need to learn about the engineering aspect. Because to be a good surveyor, you must know both engineering and navigational equipment. So if you are a navigator that have intentions of being a marine surveyor in future, I think you should start now and get yourself familiar with machineries in the engine room, their operations, and all those kind of things, because a navigator has an opportunity also of being a marine surveyor. Okay, so I mentioned that some of this onshore role for navigators are actually not exclusively, let me use that word, they are not exclusively staying at sea. So the first one is the marine pilot. Marine pilots don't sail with the vessel, but they actually still go to most vessels to conduct the operation. So a marine pilot is more like a person that guides ship safely in and out of the port, the channels, the harbors, complex waterways. Like, they are waterways, like the local waterways, that a captain or a master may not actually be familiar with, especially when they are coming in big vessels like the container vessels. And it's most of those pilots that knows the channel properly. They know where it's shallow, they know where it's steep, and they are the ones that are assisting the captain in directing them through this channel. So that's what they do. So more like they have to go on board, do their job and come back home. So a marine pilot must know the local waterway, like he must have an in-depth knowledge of the local waterway, and their maneuverability skills must be top notch, because you have to do maneuvering is done mostly in the channel. I may not be a captain or a navigator, but I know that when we come to port, being an engineer, we always have a heightened sense for the engine room, because of the maneuvering instructions we get from the bridge. So a marine pilot must have all those. Their job basically just to assist the client to go in safely of the port, come out safely of the port. And you don't need to sleep at sea or go to sea for a long time. So this career also gives you a very good balance. You get to still do what you're doing, that's navigating, and you still be on shore also. Then we have what we call the DP operators. We have dynamic positioning operator. In as much as this may actually be you may actually be at sea for long, and in some vessels the seafarers merged together to be a DP operator. I think it has to be in very large drill ships before we be like, okay, we have a DP operator just designated. But most vessel actually is a seafarer that actually becomes that DP operator. But it's actually a career path that you should look into, because although you're still at sea, but it widens the scope of your certificate and your license, and it gives you more market value, in that you have the latest qualification and skills that is required, because most vessels are actually going into dynamic positioning. So it's actually a very good career path to consider. Okay, so the next one, that should be, I've lost count, so let's just go with the flow. We have the vessel traffic service officer. Now this particular role is mostly seen in very busy ports, where we have a lot of cruise vessels coming in, we have container vessels delivering cargo simultaneously. When the port becomes very busy, we now need someone to regulate it, and more like the monitor and manage the ship's traffic that comes into port. Be like, okay, this vessel will come into port. For every ship to go into port, there will be clearance and all of those things. So these are the set of people for busy ports that, okay, let's say we have a port that 50 cruise vessel will come in. Eventually, the 50 cannot bet at the same time. So there will be someone that will actually regulate in and out movement of those people. So I think the vessel traffic service officers comes into play here, because they have knowledge of the navigators have knowledge of vessel betting, vessel maneuvering, and the traffic flow. So it's easy for them to adapt and fit into this role. So basically what they do is they monitor and manage the traffic in busy ports, not just any port, busy ports and waterway. They just make sure that there is safe and efficient marine traffic flow, so we don't have to have collisions or accidents while at ports. So it's also a career path that you can consider, but it's just that the country you are may not have a busy port. So that's just the problem. But for countries that have busy ports, this is a very nice career path that you should consider. Now we also talk about the port captain, or the port captain. That's how we call them, port captain. I don't think there's any other name. I will talk about this, whatever this the second thing I wanted to say. I think that stands alone on its own. So we talk about the port captain. In as much as we have a technical superintendent for the engineers, the port captain stands as the nautical or the navigator's superintendent. The technical superintendent liaises with the engine rooms and the chief engineers and the second engineers and all the engineers to ensure that the engine room and everything is smooth sail. Now, the port engineer does the work of a superintendent. That means they liaise with the ship captain and the ship's officer to ensure that the voyage is okay. So it's more like someone that, let's imagine a captain that has sailed and become a master mariner, has the knowledge of voyage planning, has the knowledge of charts, has the knowledge of maneuvering, has the knowledge of auditing and all of those things. And this captain decides, oh, I don't want to hide my knowledge, let me take this knowledge to the office. Now when we have captains on board vessel that have issues and they don't know how to go about this, or they don't even have issues. The port captain is just there to ensure that everything goes well. So the duty of the port captain is to provide operational support to the ship crew. That's the deck ship crew from the office. Support can start from cargo handling. It can start from auditing. It can start from voyage planning. It can start to chart reading. It can extend to GMDSS operation, navigation equipment that they are not familiar with or having difficulties with. Anything that has to do with the deck navigation, the port captain is the one that should be related with, because it's more like they are ashore, but they know most of these things. So they ensure that the vessel operates safely and efficiently. So that means if a port captain has issues relating to navigational equipment, the fastest person that will be able to handle this thing will be the port captain, because they are like the marine superintendent for the nautical guys, because the engineers have technical superintendent that they run to. In most companies, let's assume a GMDSS or ECDIS had problem on board, they will not even report to the technical superintendent. They may feel raise a defect list, and they inform the chief engineer, who actually raised a defect list or reports the issue to the office. Now, this issue will actually be passed through the port captain, because this is a navigational equipment. He has to be aware, so that he puts it in his report and try to manage the situation so that the vessel will not have any lost time. So the port captain is just there to give support to the navigators from the office, more like manage things and make sure everything works together. So you can also consider a port captain, or some people call it marine superintendent. So you can also consider that aspect. That's a very good career path to choose. The reason for this video, again, I say, is so that you prep your mind. If you are still active at sea and you don't want to leave yet, you prep your mind. You know what are the functions these people do. You prep your mind and you work towards it. If you are dawn at sea and you are looking for how to explore other options but still remain in the maritime sector, then you embrace this, because as at now you will have all the skills necessary. And also in this video, as a bonus, I will be talking about skills that can help prepare you ahead of time for these career opportunities. So as I mentioned, we will be talking about career opportunities that is open to both engineers and navigators. I've finished talking about career for engineers. I've talked about career for navigators. So before we continue, have you liked this video? Have you shared this video? Have you subscribed to this channel? Have you turned on the notification button? If your answer is no, why? Why? You are stopping a whole lot of people from benefiting from this pack of knowledge that you're getting, and there's someone out there that's just waiting for a share from you. So kindly share this video, like, comment, turn on the notification button, and subscribe. Please subscribe so that it can encourage me, so that I know that, okay, this is actually beneficiary to people and they want me to do more of this. So now, if you know that there is something that I missed, a career path that you know I missed for both marine engineers and navigators, that you want to put in the comment section, please put in the comment section. We'll discuss about it and people will gain knowledge. The whole essence of Sailor Space, the engineers and navigators, is for us to gain knowledge, share knowledge, and collaborate. So let's continue. So they are career paths that are exclusively open to both engineers and navigator, because engineering and navigation are unique departments. So during trainings, you get to learn skills that helps you develop yourself if you're someone that is in for continuous learning. So the first one, no hierarchy, I'm just saying them as they come, is maritime education and training. You can become an educator. You can decide to do it part-time, you can decide to do it full-time, to a standard university, to schools doing short courses, more like become a lecturer, become an instructor at maritime training institutions. You can even become a simulator trainer. There are a lot of simulation courses right now. You can become a simulator trainer. You can be an educator on safety. You can be an educator on engineering. You can be an educator on navigator. You can even be a full-time lecturer. So there are a whole lot of options to consider in maritime education and training. So we also have another one, port operations and management. There are a lot of departments in port operations and management, but I will just give an overview of it. So these people work in port. What they do is oversee the terminal operation. They make sure that the day-to-day running of the terminal is successful, ranging from cargo handling, the logistics, the port security. They just ensure that there is safe loading and unloading of the cargo and the passenger at every instance. So that's what they do. They are in charge of ports. And just like the shipyard, the port operation and management has a lot of little departments that are incorporated into it. We have the designated, another one is the designated person ashore. Either an engineer or a navigator can be a designated person ashore. This is a position where a company has someone that every problem or every concern from the vessel is being channeled to the person in documentation, in maintenance, just name it. They just have, okay, if we are looking for somebody ashore that we want to report something to, this is the person. Both an engineer and navigator can do it. We have logistics and procurement. There are some companies that are so large that in their logistics and procurement department, not just anybody can procure things. You must have basic knowledge of shipboard operations so that you will know the best item or the best equipment to procure. So we have logistics and procurement department. This is also something that you can look into. I keep saying not everybody will go to sea. And what do you do with your waiting time? Fit yourself in all this in all these opportunities or career um, diversification. You know, one thing about growth is one thing about trying something new is that when you become so intentional in it, you grow. And when you grow, you become so good in it. We have marine coordinators or project coordinators. This set of people mostly work hand in hand with the logistics and procurement department. Most time they are on a standalone. So what these marine coordinators does is they are in charge of operation coordination. How many crews are going on board? How many provisions need to be sent on board? Which job do we have at hand? What do we need to do? Somebody has to be responsible for all this. What time are we doing this? Which day are we doing this? When are we carrying this out? So marine coordinators, they are the ones that handle all this. And both deck and engine guys can do this. So if you are that one person that has not seen sea time yet, and you finish your degree program, and you know you have those basic skills, I advise or I would suggest that you, rather than just waiting at home, waiting for cadetship, that you want to go to sea, yes, but try on all these other opportunities, because most of these opportunities do not actually need sea time. Some don't even want you to be an expert. Some are opportunities that basic knowledge from being a graduate and some internship here and there can give it to you. So I really encourage you to try this out and maybe explore it. You never can tell. You may become so good in it and you grow to the top of the peak of that career, or better still, you never can know whether that's a roadmap to getting something better or even achieving that cadetship that you've been looking for. So we have the maritime lawyers and consultancy. Yes, you are asking maritime law. Yes, I've known engineers and navigators that have got into being lawyers. Yes, they take up courses and they do it. And do you know the good part about this? They are already familiar with the conventions, the rules, IMO regulations, SOLAS regulation, ILO regulations, MAPO regulations, COREG laws. So they are already familiar with these things. So when they go into these maritime laws, it's easier for them because they just need to have a blending and just try to align themselves. So it's more like you're bringing your sea expertise and transforming it into a maritime legal framework. So whatever you knew going to sea, knowing all the conventions and rules that govern seafarers, so you bring it in. Do you even know that a maritime, that someone that has a good knowledge of IMO, SOLAS, ILO regulation, like safety and environmental regulation, has a very high chances of being a very good maritime lawyer? Because you first of all, you know how to liaise with people, for people that works with multinational groups. You have critical thinking. All you need to do is to have a blend of all those things. You can choose a stand in maritime law. You can go into you can be a consultant on insurance claim. You can do dispute settling or conflict settling between charterers and other parties. You can do marine casualty investigations. You can even do regulatory compliance. There's a whole lot that needs to be done. You just need to find a niche and stick to it and grow in it and just be consistent, and you will see results over time. So we have the HSSE officers. That's the health, safety, security, and environment officers. So as the name implies, they work. They are the people that we call them the HSSE managers. Initially used to be HSE, that's the health, safety, and environment. But recently, it has a security has been incorporated into, because an environment that is not safe, is not secured, is also not safe. So now is now health. Most companies now use health, safety, security, and environment. So this in this particular category, one can be a safety officer. A safety officer. Now, when you go to large rigs or oil platform, FPS or FSOs, we have security officers on board. We have courses in maritime for security officers. They are still in the maritime sector, being incorporated in the maritime sector. So you can work as just a security officer, or you can work as just a safety officer, or you can be a combination of all this. And to think that this particular one has a wide range you can work on. You can work on floating platforms, you can work for shipping companies, you can work for ports, that's floating, you can work for offshore platform, that's where the FSO, FPSOs and all that comes. You can even work for terminals. Your own is to make sure that you prevent accident, you create you create framework and analysis designs that prevent accident, and encourage a safe workplace, encourages safe practices, encourages compliance with safety regulations and all that. Ensure that ISM, ISPS code are being followed, prepare for audits and all of those things. So you see that you really don't just need to put all your egg in one basket. Oh, I must go to sea. Oh, I have to go to sea. Oh, I love being at sea. Okay, now, when there is no opportunity to be at sea, do you while away? No. You diversify. Now, just imagine if you're an HSSE officer. You have the knowledge. While waiting for sea time, these are something you can explore. Or even when retiring, you don't want to go to sea again, you want to explore other career options. This is a very perfect fantastic career option that you should consider also. Now we have the chartering and ship brokering. Now we call them ship brokers. Now, for example, somebody wants to buy a ship and all that. They are designated people that knows all the documentation, everything that you need to make sure that you purchase a ship in a safe manner. They know it. Or you want to sell cargo or hire cargo or even move cargo from one place to another, they know it. So this also is open to both engineers and navigator. It's something they can both do. So their own job is they are there to negotiate the contract between the ship owners or the cargo owner or whoever it is. So more like they are in the real commercials. More like I talked about business developing on that shipyard the other time. Now, this is something like, not like this one, more like this one is people reach out to them. Oh, we want to sell our ship. Oh, we want to buy a ship. Help us find a ship, or help us be a mediator to negotiate this contract. So that's where they come in. And you get to see that this is very lucrative too. So if you, I'm still saying it, I know why I'm saying this. Instead of you waiting for cadetship, instead of you waiting for only seagoing jobs, please diversify. I have seen colleagues that left, that couldn't get opportunities at sea, and they diversify, and they are doing so well today in that particular department. They are still in the maritime sector relating to marine engineering or navigation, and they are still doing the most out of what they want to do. So the goal is to give an enlightenment that there's a lot actually that we can do. There's a lot actually that we can harness from this maritime space. Just that we keep encycling ourselves into the confine of, oh, I have to be a cadet, grow to be a fourth engineer, third engineer, second engineer, chief engineer, and that's it. Or I have to be a deck cadet, I'll grow to third officer, second officer, chief officer, and master, and that's it. Be it that you are looking for new opportunities, or you don't even have an opportunity at all, or you are thinking of moving back to shore after your sea career. These are a long, wide list that you can just sit down and look at where your interest lies. You don't need to quit maritime space because you advance in age, or because you don't want to go to sea again, or because you want to be more available for your family. And you don't need to give up on your career because you don't have leadership. There are a whole lot of things. And even when you still want to keep pursuing your dream of finding leadership and working at sea, these are good career opportunities you can diversify to make good use of your waiting time. I know there was a post I read on LinkedIn that was talking about, what do you do with the wait time? On a very good day, I will make a post about that. But what do you do with your wait time? These are a list of opportunities that you can use to handle your wait time. So you don't just wait in vain. But after this wait time, you know that, oh, I gained something extra. I became better in this. These are skills that I've learned that will still be useful for me in the near future. Okay, another career option that is open for marine engineers and navigator is the offshore oil and gas industry. Most marine engineers and navigators don't know that that is actually a very good career, because in the offshore environment, we have the FPSOs, we have the FSOs, we have the self-elevating jackup barges, we have jackup barges. Now, these are almost like vessels. As a matter of fact, most tankers are conversions to FSOs or FPSOs. So you see that they have the same, not all together the same, but they have some similarities to each other. So if you cannot find leadership, or you're thinking of leaving sea, the offshore platform may not actually be for people that want to leave, because you will still go offshore and stay for the days. Just like this one, you are not doing the sailing rigor, but more like it's more like a stationary production unit, or maybe storage unit, or whatever that offshore platform is used for. But this one goes more to people that are looking for how they can break into the maritime industry. You must not go to sea, you must not sail. That's just having a back of your mind. Not everybody will sail, because year in year out students are being produced. So the idea is that instead of blaming people, or blaming the economy, or blaming the system, why not we look at other places that can be favorable to us? Now, one of those places are the offshore oil and gas industry. You can work on platform, oil rig, drilling ships, offshore platforms. These are places where marine engineers and navigators, they play key roles in operation. They play key role in maintenance. They play key role in logistics. They play key role in a whole lot of things. It's a world of its own. So we even have logistics officers in and the offshore platform. We have safety officers in the offshore platform. So it's where you can actually play around. It's a very fair play field. Then we have renewable energy. We can agree with me that the economy, that the maritime space is going blue. We are the economy in the future, like, let me say, the futuristic goal of the maritime economy is to be a sustainable environment where energy is conserved, reused and reused and renewed. And what can you say? So why can't you dive into renewable energy? Take courses on sustainability, take courses on renewable energy, reinvent yourself, then start applying to all these company. Now, as a matter of fact, renewable energy is one aspect that is not overcrowded yet. That aspect of maritime is still very there. People are not much. Most people don't even have knowledge of it. Most people are not even interested in it. Go into renewable and sustainable energy. Take courses on them. Reinvent yourself and look for companies that are looking for these opportunities and switch your career. We have maritime technology and digitalization. You see this one? I know a lot of engineers that are on this. I know a lot of navigators that are on this. They create marine apps. Most of these marine apps we are using, it's a marine engineer that create them. It's a navigator that create them. Do you know why it's easier? Because when an engineer creates an app, when a navigator creates an app, I'm using that for example, he's putting himself in the shoes of the fellow engineers and the fellow navigators that are going to use this app. So he knows where to make corrections. He knows where he needs to change things and where he needs to improve on. So marine engineers and navigators can also become tech bros and tech sis. If that's just the best way to put it. You can either merge them together or diversify fully into being a tech bro or a tech sis. Create marine apps, create marine website. Now, the highlight of it is we've been hearing of smart shipping, autonomous shipping. Who do you think will be the one doing all these things? That's the navigator. A navigator has a knowledge of maneuvering. A navigator has knowledge of communication equipment, navigational equipment. The engineer has a knowledge of machineries, operations, repair, control, and all of those things. Now, when we are talking about autonomous shipping, which is shipping is going to going to the futuristic plans to be sustainable, autonomous shipping, and all of those ones. Now, who do you think are the best fit for this? People that have worked on this vessel. And for you to be able to relate with autonomous shipping and be a control of it, you must have some kind of technology and digitalization inclination. So we can diverse into maritime IT system. There are opportunities for developing and managing advanced shipboard technology. You get to be part of this operation firsthand. You get to control how this thing works. So these are very good opportunities where someone that is both a marine engineer and a navigator that can do. Cadets that are looking for cadetship. If you can't find one, why not try this maritime technology and digitalization? Why not be a maritime tech bro? Why not be a maritime tech sis and see how that unfolds? You may even like it better than going to sea. Then people that are tired of sea and just want to give in what they know to the shipping industry, have you considered tech? That's the new way forward. Because if we really want to get an autonomous shipping that we are planning for, then the best people that are supposed to operate it are the people that have already operated it real life, that they've operated it real time. They know what are the real problems. They know the real solutions. They know the real controls. And they know the real algorithm and how it works. So, you see, people don't take time to look at things. I've spoken for a lot of minutes now, and you get to find out that sailing is not the only thing a marine engineer or a marine navigator can do. Sorry, a navigator can do. When you study marine engineering or nautical science, there is a whole lot of opportunity that, like, there is an ocean of opportunity waiting for you to just explore. All you need to do is explore them. There are still more. I said I will not be exhaustive, but I will try to give a very long list where you can just stay and check. So this other one, recently I went for an inspection, an ROV inspection, remotely operated vehicle. So the person operating the ROV was an engineer, a marine engineer that does not want to go to sea again. So we have inspections relating to ROVs inspections. Now, if you don't want to go to sea again, or you can't even go to sea, this is an aspect that you can do. The shipping industry is going global, is evolving. Now we do remote, they are what they call remote inspections, where ROV and aerial drones tends to be the one to do the inspection. the inspector or the surveyor just supervises the whole process and ensure that everything, communication, screen, visuals, and everything are just in place. But somebody is there to manage the situation, to be like the ROV operator or the ROV supervisor. Like, it just they just stay there and they are operating this thing. Actually a career path that a marine engineer or a navigator can do. You can channel your energy into that, get courses, further your education. There are even scholarships on ROVs. You need to, people tend to be able to complain so much sometimes and don't do the work. I'm a big fan of when I don't like a situation, I go the extra mile to look for solutions for myself because I believe that I am the best person to help myself. As we all pray and hope God helps us, let's all put in the work for ourselves. Pick your phone, you have a smartphone, you have a laptop, open Google, look for um, opportunities, schools that offer these courses, look for scholarships on these courses, look for trainings on these courses, browse these things and try to see how you fit in. Solicit for sponsorship from your groups, from your family, and build, because you know that this is a life changing opportunity that eventually you benefit from. And ROV operators are sorted worldwide. It's not something that is solicited to an environment, to a particular locality. In fact, all these opportunities that I'm mentioning are not solicited to a particular environment, except when I talked about the vessel transit service operators that has to do with the busy port. Every other one that I've mentioned do not are not like tied down to a particular environment. They can be used anywhere. You can use them to work both in your local environment and even abroad. Now we have something else called supply chain. You can take courses on supply chain. Supply chain is more like marine logistics, freight forwarding, um, shipping operations. It's just more like you are the one that liaise with other bodies or other people to ensure the smooth flow of cargo round the world. So supply chain is very wide. It's a school on its own, it's a course on its own. You can pick up that course and diversify. The idea is not to get stuck because you did marine engineering or nautical science, because those are specialized courses and it's not courses that everybody knows what you can do. And sincerely, when I went to school, I thought the only thing I could be was just to be a marine engineer, until I started doing my research and got to find out that I can actually be a marine surveyor, I can be a superintendent, I can be an HSC officer. I decided to go for surveying because I had good passion for it and it aligns with what I really want to do in future. So you can actually pick one of these ones and align it to your career goals and you explore on it, and you never can tell, you may even be happier you did so. So right about now, if you've stayed with me till this time and you have not subscribed, you have not liked, you've not shared, you've not tapped the notification button, I am short of words, because you are taking so much value for just yourself. You need to share this for other people to know. You need to make other people to come into the euphoria of what you're getting from this channel. Share the good news, because this encourages me. I tend to be like, okay, the goal of this channel is fulfilled. Okay, I'm reaching out to people that are getting value from what I'm saying, and they are also sharing it. The goal is to see um the cadets, the young mariners or young professionals, the master mariners and the professional master professionals coming together, collaborating, and exploring this maritime industry to the fullest. So, we will go into skills that you need to be able to assess all those career opportunities that I've mentioned. Because one thing is certain, you may have graduated as a marine engineer, you may have graduated as a navigator, but there are some little skills that brings you out and keeps you out there like makes you sellable and helps you fill up these spaces and opportunity. So let's just pick those few skills and talk about it. That was not part of our career talk today, but it's more like a bonus. I don't, I'm just seeing it as okay, these are career path that you can choose. But how do I prepare for this career path that is ahead of me? So for people that are actively sailing, or cadets that are not yet sailing, or master mariners that want to leave the sea, you can just start honing the skills. If you have them already, you develop them more, because actually they will be very useful for you in future. So most of them are soft skills. A whole lot of them are soft skills. And if you want to know a lot about these soft skills that I mentioned, I'll recommend that you check out my videos on transitioning to marine surveying from being a marine engineer. All that you need to know. I mentioned a whole lot of soft skills there, and I explained them on how you can use them to become a marine surveyor. Now, those skills are relative. That's why I was saying that it doesn't just the good thing about soft skill is that it can always be transferred from one job to another. They are not like technical skill that if you know how to dismantle a marine auxiliary engine, or a centrifugal pump, or a water separator, that's just the only thing you know. You cannot know how to open a water separator and you go and open a man B&W engine. That's different. Soft skill, they are transferable. You move it from one job to another. These are skills like communication, problem solving, adaptability, resilience, teamwork. So you imbibe them. You want an in-depth explanation, just check out my video on transitioning from being a marine engineer to a marine surveyor. I made a very in-depth explanation on that. Then we have another skill that can help you enhance all these all these career opportunities that I've listed out. We have the regulatory knowledge. You have to have a good knowledge of IMO conventions, SOLAS regulation, MAPO, STCW, ILO. Because let's assume you want to go into maritime law, or even want to be a surveyor. You must have a knowledge of all these things at the back of your mind, because that's like your guiding, like that's at the bedrock of your career. So this particular skill gives you credibility and employability. In fact, that's what all the skills do. They give you credibility and employability. They be like, okay, if this person studied marine engineer, I studied marine engineer, person has a license, I have a license. What else do this one have that the other person does? Oh, this one has a lot of soft skills. No, okay, they have a lot of soft skills. We can take this one because this one has an edge over the other person. So aside from a lot of this soft skill, regulatory knowledge also is a technical skill you should have. Then leadership. Leadership is a skill that can never be overemphasized, because if you don't know how to lead and manage people, then there is a problem. Your subordinates will suffer, and it may lead to a downtime both in commercial and technical activity. So you must be able to manage people, manage projects. It's not just about people or project, but it's mostly emphasized on people management, because when people are managed properly and we have a happy team, or where we have good teamwork, then projects are always delivered on time. And good leadership is very good for ship operation. It's very crucial. Both if you're working on board, you're working ashore, they are very crucial. They work hand in hand. You must have a good leadership skill. Then we have the technical proficiency. Now, most of this course career diversification, you must have core technical skills. Like, let's say you want to go to surveying now, you must have technical knowledge of being a marine surveyor. You want to do the traditional sailing, you must have technical knowledge of engine repairs, engine maintenance, and all. You want to go to shipyard, you must have technical knowledge of how things are being done there. You want to be an ROV operator, you must have technical knowledge of how those items are operated. You want to go into tech, you must have technical knowledge of how these software or hardware are operated. So technical proficiency is very important. If you've gotten to this point with me, congratulations. You just grabbed a wealth of knowledge for yourself. I will say, please subscribe to this channel, share this channel, like this post, comment on this post, click on the notification button so you can have first-hand information when a new video is uploaded. Also, if you want to collaborate with Sailor Space, please reach out to me so we can work on that. If you have questions, drop it in the comment section. If you have contributions, very important. There is nobody that is an island of knowledge. We are here to share knowledge. Drop it in the comment section. You don't know who you can be helping. You don't know whose knowledge you can be helping. And just for my closing remark, if you stayed on this video from the beginning to the end, you will agree with me that there is a wealth of opportunities for marine engineers and navigators. And these opportunities are in high demand for ships, for ports, for offshore platforms, for even tech sectors. So if you have the right skills, they can open doors for you. They can help you do imaginary, like things you don't imagine. All you need to do is keep investing in yourself. Ask questions. You can never ask enough questions. Stay very curious. If you don't know, ask. Ask Google. Ask people. Ask friends and family. Ask people that are there. Get a mentor that you can reach out to whenever you have issue. See life as a challenge. Don't see life as if it's frustrating you. That way you'll be open to new challenges. And one thing I'm always saying, and I'm a very big fan, is that hard work, discipline, and consistency always bring results. It works all the time. That formula works all the time. Just keep showing up. Just keep making those little steps. Eventually, one day, it will count. I am very sure of it. And you may never fathom what that little switch, that little career diversification can do for you in future. In future, you may even be one of the person that will be like, you don't need to waste your time. You don't need to just sulk away. Just go into this or go into this, and you'll be happy with yourself. So this is where we'll draw the curtain. But before I go, please don't forget to like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to this channel, share this video to your family, friends, everyone around you that you know needs this knowledge. Click on the notification button so that you can get first-hand information whenever I drop a new video. And if you wish to collaborate with us, please send in a message. If you have questions, sending on the chat button, and if you have contributions, please share it. Until next video, until we meet again, I remain your host, Dr. Seagoing, and I'm always happy to host you. Thank you, and have a lovely day, night, morning ahead, depending on where you're seeing me from. Until next time, bye.